Hello and welcome back in the cave. My name is Elias, and in today's video we will again talk over some interesting topics straight out of the crypto and finance space. As always, I will cover financial topics. Please do not make financial decisions based on my opinions and my informations. With that being said, let's jump into it. So first of all, guys, the last 7 days were quite intense for all the crypto holders out there. It went up, it went down, and I mean, we are at new highs for Bitcoin since a long period of time actually. At the end of the video, I will not only show you guys my dollar cost average position, but I will also give a quite bold statement where I think we are heading. And I'm sure this will kind of surprise you. So first of all, let's start on CoinMarketCap. The charts are looking green, everything is going up, or more or less everything is going up. And I mean, especially over the last few days and weeks, we saw that Bitcoin was outperforming all the major currencies, all the major digital currencies out there. We have quite some traction in the market. It's a lot of volume going in, going out. It's actually quite crazy, and we see Bitcoin is again hitting at a new high here, and we again see Bitcoin hitting almost a new high with $28,400. Let's see where we are heading. So to the first topic, which is the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve, or better said, Jerome Powell, is that guy who decides in which directions the market go, because he decides, or he tells at least, how high the funding rates will be and basically how easy new money comes into them, or how hard it is to get new money into the market.
Simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
And as we saw over the last few weeks, we had a lot of banks going bankrupt, and especially one bank, which is also, especially in my mind, which is the Credit Suisse, who had financial problems. So we saw that these hard interest rate hikes, so the hard increase of interest rates, were quite intense for a lot of banks and also institutions out there. So we had a lot of bankruptcies. So we were quite optimistic for this FOMC meeting that Jerome probably says, hey, we will pivot a bit, we will stop the hikes, we will do not go higher with the interest rates, but we did so, just 25 basis points. It was actually exactly that what everyone expected. Also for myself, I thought 25 basis points would be a statement, something like, hey, we will continue, the inflation is not over, and we will also not stop instantly just because we had some issues. But it also says like, hey, we are aware of the situation, we will take care of anyone. And he also said that they are securing, or they're covering all the losses of people who lose their money because of the banks. They will not save the banks, but they will save the money of the people who had money on the banks. So no one is losing money, and that's obviously a lot of new printed money, which means we are back on track. So the printer is back on, which means that they have to turn the printer on again, and we will see where that leads us. But for the crypto market, we say we have a quite good environment. As you can see here on the Fear and Greed Index, we're right now at a bit of greed, 57. It's not a lot of greed, but it's like in that. So we're heading more and more into the greener/greedier section. So with that, to a topic which gave a lot of people a bit of greed, which was this tweet. So the ex-CEO of Real Vision, I think they were bought by Coinbase afterwards, tweeted that he thinks that Bitcoin will be at 1 million in 90 days. And he said that not because he thinks that Bitcoin will rise that high, but he thinks because of the hyperinflation we see on the US dollar. So the US dollar is not worth anything anymore, and Bitcoin is the only thing that will stand then. And after a few days, I think he said, hey, that's all just a funny bet that wasn't meant for real and stuff like that. So the whole bet is not worth anything. And he actually betted 1 million, or I think even 2 million, if that would not happen. And obviously there was a lot of rumors, probably he knows something that other people don't know and stuff. And some people, I'm sure, also bought because of that, but yeah, it's just a silly joke. And what's not a joke is that the Tron Founder is sued by the SEC on securities market manipulation, and that's obviously quite a bad thing. And a lot of people actually get sued in the last few months because they traded or published or did some stuff with securities, and same for Justin. And it's funny because a lot of things which are actually running on the Tron chain are obviously scams. And always when people come to me and they say like, hey, do you heard about this new project, this new protocol? I was like, oh, where is it launched? And they said Tron. I'm kind of skeptical. And it was actually an interesting point a friend of mine made who said that probably USDT will depeg with these news because there are a lot of USDTs hold on the Tron chain, and therefore it could happen that something like this falls into consequence. But for now, we're good and everything seems to be fine. Also, the Tron chain is still up and running. Everything looks good. Just the Tron CEO, who's not looking too good in this situation. Now to Africa. So Nigeria has a 60% more expensive Bitcoin at a certain moment than we do, and I thought that's actually crazy. So Bitcoin was trading almost at $40,000 in Nigeria on an exchange, but when I read into a bit more closely, I saw that this was just a problem because their USD wasn't really pegged to the real USD, and therefore their local currency was just worth less, and then just the Oracle calculation was made wrong. So no Bitcoin to arbitrage in Nigeria. I just thought, oh, this is my opportunity now, but doesn't look too good. But what's actually looking very good is my dollar cost average trade. So to go quickly in it, you see only one position here, which is still great into profit. This is only the new position that I opened, which has now a total invest of $3,000, and I'm currently in the profit around $370, and I will also put the number down below, accumulated with my old position. I think it will be quite a lot more. And the reason why I took that Bitcoin and Ethereum out is not because I sold it, but it was because I've put it on the DCHF platform. Because, and this is for real super cool, what you can do on the DCHF platform is just deposit your ETH and Bitcoin here. You can borrow some DCHFs, and what I always do is just I provide it as liquidity in the liquidity pool of DCHF and other stable currencies. We saw a major increase in the TVL over the last few days, and obviously a decline in the APR, but still earning 32% on my stablecoins is still a cool investment. And I can hold you my Bitcoins, my Ethereums still in my wallet basically on a smart contract, but then also earn 40% on it. So that's super cool, and I would highly suggest you to also check it out. Now, when we talk about holding Ethereum and Bitcoin, what is my outlook? And my outlook is actually quite different than it was a few weeks and months ago, because the data's changed. It looks like we are heading in a more optimistic market right now, and also just from a technical analysis standpoint, I hear a lot of good news, and therefore I kind of changed my strategy a bit. I will upgrade my dollar cost average position because of some factors. So first of all, I'm a big fan of looking in the past to see what's probably upcoming in the future. So in the past, we had a lot of scenarios. So in the past, 2017, we, for example, had reached the low after the peak of 2017. We reached the low after 364 days, it's actually. So that's basically just exactly a year. And when we look at this time, we also had this little low, which we built down here. And it was also the all-time low until now. We had a golden cross. Obviously, we had a super bullish move to the upside, which was not led by technical indicators or anything, but just by the Fed saying, hey, we're printing again, obviously. But for me, that's a super bullish sign, because we're heading more into an optimistic territory. And do I think that we have a new bull market now? No, I don't. I really don't think so. I see a similar move like we saw here in end of 2018, beginning of 2019. So I think we're heading in a positive summer. I think we will see higher highs and higher lows. I think that we will see a positive market sentiment over the next few weeks and also months. I think we will have a positive summer, and I'm also positioning myself like that. I don't think that this is the next bull run, but I still think that we will head higher, but we will come back to probably similar numbers that we are right now. What does that mean for me? I think the low is in. I don't think that we will ever go back on these kind of numbers that we see right now, in case there is not a drastic change in the macroeconomics. So in case the Fed has to hike super hard again, I see that we're heading lower still. But I think for Bitcoin, when we look at the outlook, we see positive months ahead. And I'm also positioning myself like that, and I'm more risk on, also probably on some altcoins. We see a lot of layer 2 popping off at the moment, and I think it's a cool opportunity to take advantage of. All right, with that being said, we're at the end. I really hope that I were able to give you a brief understanding of my thought processes. Also, I like to show you how I'm acting and reacting to the market, to the information that I see on the outside, also by consuming a lot of macroeconomical data. Yes, I hope that you are also positioned right in the market. Please always be cautious out there, take care, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye-bye.